Hi everyone, I hope you had lots and lots of fun yesterday making your final model of a toy car. I certainly did, and even though I had to get a few people to help me hold a few things to stick them all together because it got a little bit fiddly at parts, but I've seen some great designs. If you've not sent me a photo yet or a video of you testing your designs out, please don't forget to send me some clips across so I can see what you've made, okay? So today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be evaluating the design and the effectiveness of the products that we have created. Okay, so all good designers go through a bit of a process. So a bit like we did, we had to go at making one, didn't quite work, re-evaluated, redesigned and did it again. But there's always room for improvement no matter what we do, okay? So here is my lovely design that is up on the board for you to see, okay? And I will show you my final product in a second, but I'm just going to talk through why I decided to build my design in the way I did. So I decided to use Celebrations box or tub, just because I think that the structure and the size of it was bigger for the frame that I wanted to create, so including the axle and the wheels, because I realised that my axles were too big last time. So I used a bigger chassis and a bigger body on my car. I chose to go for pencils instead of paintbrushes because last time the axles were very, very long, so I needed to shorten those. But I kept with the same equipment for my wheels because I thought they were quite effective. I also kept with the same joining materials, so I kept using the tape as my washers on my product because I thought they did hold everything in place. So let me show you what I made because I'm sure you are dying to see the end product. So here it is. So this is my previous one. I'm just going to flash back to what I had here, where as you can see, the chassis was too small, the paintbrushes were too long, it didn't make any sense with the wheels and the axles. But then I changed and made this lovely number, which looks a little bit like an insect, to be fair. This, and as you can tell, hopefully just from holding it up there, the axles are a lot more better suited to the size and the frame of my model. And I fixed them on the bottom, which is a bit of a buff job, which we'll talk about in a second. And here, look, I've got my little hole, which is where somebody or something, a little passenger, can go in, for example. And it does actually move back and forwards quite nicely, which is good to see. So overall, didn't do too bad with my product. However, like I said before, we always need to analyse and think about what we've made, and maybe even sometimes there are rooms for improvement. So we're going to have a look at doing that today. So thinking back to what we wanted to be in our good toy, what were sort of the areas that we were thinking about? Well, in order for it to be a good toy as such, we wanted it to be able to roll smoothly, didn't we? Okay. And we also, first of all, above that, we wanted it to be able to move, so the model can move. Okay, so we wanted the model to be able to move. We also wanted it to be able to move smoothly because we talked about, didn't we, having the wheels that were smooth and weren't bumping, okay, weren't sharp edges. We also wanted it to be aesthetically pleasing, so we wanted it to look nice. So good presentation. Okay, so that's talking about, this is something I definitely want to improve on mine, is you know, like sticking the tape down. Does it look nice? Does it look like a product you'd want to buy in a shop? I'm going to put here the joins are correct and secure the model together. So making sure that the different parts don't fall off. I'm going to put it's neat because I think that also falls under presentation. Whether the car can hold a passenger. And whether it's fit for purpose. So that means whether it can actually be used as a model toy. Okay, so what we're going to have a little look to do today is we're going to identify the strengths, so there's things that are good with it, identify the areas that we need to develop, And then we're going to say, if we could do this one more time, what would we focus on next? So looking at the strengths of my design and using that success criteria up there, I would definitely say my model can move. So it can move. It does run smoothly at times, but sometimes it gets stuck on the washers. So I'm not going to say that it can roll smoothly as a strength. I'm going to put that as something to develop. It can roll smoothly, because I think that's something I need to focus on. And in the brackets here, I think that's something to do with the axles, which I'll talk to you about in a second. Good presentation. Yet again, colour has been added to mine, but it's not very neat. So I'll put about neatness needs improving, and use of tape. I think on mine particularly, the tape really does spoil the overall effect of it afterwards. The joins do hold the model together. I've already said, unfortunately, it's not very neat. It does hold a passenger. And we can also use it as a toy, which is another strength. So in areas of things to develop for me, it doesn't necessarily run very smooth. And I think if we look at my model, the problem of that being is twofold, really. The wheels are a little bit closer to the chassis this time, so they potentially need to be a little bit further apart. And I think the length of I still think I haven't found the correct thing for my axle. So if I was going to have a next step, I would choose a more suitable axle, which is wide enough to allow the wheels to turn smoothly. Sometimes there was just a bit of a bump. And in terms of neatness, I think use glue or another joining material to use glue or another joining material when adding tissue paper for decoration. Yeah. So a couple of things there that I need to improve, okay? But like I've said before, making improvements and trying to edit things aren't necessarily negative things that we need to think badly about. It's just something we need to work on, okay? So your job today then is here, as you can see. I want you to find areas here, things that are good about your toy, so things that have gone well. Here, areas that you could improve, so things that need changing on your toy to make it even better. And then here, what you are going to do next time to make it better, okay? So send me these across so I can see that you've been evaluative and thought about your project. And then that's our last DT session, unfortunately. But join me tomorrow for topic, because we're going to be doing something so exciting. All right, see you tomorrow. Bye.